other edtech tools last or dated last July 24, 2020, which was conducted by Sir Glenn, and DepEd LMS for teachers dated last Tuesday or Wednesday, rather, July 29, 2020, which was conducted by Sir Jimboy Velioso. And we are now with the last two topics remaining for the SD Bohol contextualized webinars. And we are now here in our current webinar, which is creating interactive learning material using the eXeLearning application. But before we proceed, let's have first the public service announcement. Okay, we are all invited to participate in a research study focusing on teachers' concerns during the implementation of the K-12 educational system, which was aimed at making the education system globally fit and competitive while molding the students to be at par with international students. So to answer the survey, let's try to explore the given link. As you can see in the screen, that's https colon double forward slash bit.ly slash 30 DSYOX. Again, that's https colon double forward slash bit.ly slash 30 small letter D, capital S, capital Y, capital O, and small x. I hope the link is cleared and you can now take a screenshot of this so that you will be guided. Okay. Okay, so with regards with the downloading of our e-certificates, I know some of the teachers are still asking where to download the certificates. Again, we are posting the guide for you to download the certificates. To access the certificate, go to Surgeon portal, given the link https colon double forward slash surgeon.depedbohol.net. That's https colon double forward slash surgeon.depedbohol.net. And all you have to do when the dashboard is shown, you have to key in the email address you use in the previous assessment. So, dapat mag-sibo ang email address na nagigamit sa pag-answer sa assessment and in keying your email address in the searchgendepedbohol.net. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the certificate. Okay? I hope that is clear with the guidelines. And also in the event that the certificate is not showing or not found, all you have to do is to refresh the home page. For example, uh, you cannot you cannot see the certificate and you already done with the answering the survey or the assessment. So perhaps the internet connection is slow. That is why the certificate is not found. So all you have to do is to refresh that by pressing F5 at the function keys at the upper portion of your keyboard. So F5 or just right click and click refresh. So that's easy. Okay. And in the event that you could not really see the certificate upon or by doing those refreshing, so let's try to use the search certificate facility. So we have here the the flow chart or the infographics on how to do the search certificate facility. So number one, we have there access the site. So all you have to do is to uh, type in or yeah, type in the site searchgen.depedbohol.net, and then once you are already in the site, click the link search certificate at the upper portion of the the interface or the dashboard. Okay, click certificate, and then number three, input your search text. For example, your full name or first name or last name, and then click search. So after that, click the button search. Then once found the different webinar sessions you have attended, or the assessments you have already answered, click the download icon which is located adjacent to the name or the title of the webinar you had just attended or just joined. So just click that one, and the certificate will be already or automatically downloaded. So once my see it, the stats or the monitor will be located at your lower left portion of the taskbar, or naa siya sa kinaubusan, naubos dapit sa left side, which is near the task or the start menu. So that's it. So I hope it is clear. You can take a screenshot or take a picture of that one so that you will be guided. Okay. Next announcement we have here, the session is specifics. So we are always, or this session is always live stream in YouTube, our official YouTube channel, the Task Force ICT platforms. And we have also a replay of this in Facebook every 7 p.m. after this webinar session. So every session we have a replay in YouTube at 7 p.m. And for those teachers who have questions or participants who have questions, you might write your question in the chat or message box, and it will be answered right after the webinar session. So to have a smooth flow of our webinar session, we are encouraged to chat or to write our question or clarifications in the chat or message box, and later on it will be entertained after our webinar session. Okay, next. Number 3, participants should stay until the end to see the assessment and evaluation link, which is a requisite to getting the electronic certificate. The assessment link will expire 5 p.m. of the next day. So again, we are all enjoined or encouraged to stay until the end of the webinar session, including the evaluation or the assessment and evaluation links was given to you, or it is given to you, so that you will be guided on where to answer the assessment. Okay, and we are always reminded that the assessment link will expire the next day 5 p.m. Okay, and take note of this, the number 4. So the participants can only take the assessment once. Okay, again once, kausara, and should get 6 out of 10 to get the certificate. With our previous sessions, some sessions require a perfect score, but this time you only require to get only 6 out of 10 scores to get the e-certificate. Again, no more multiple retakes. Kausara gyud. I hope it is clear. And number 5, make sure to check the inputted information on the full name and email in the email field, or the email field. Request for correction will no longer be honored. So again, we are keeping you reminded of this. Always check the name you inputted in the field, especially the domain. For example, deped.gov.ph, dapat deped.gov.ph, dili deped.gov.com, no? So again, you should be always be reminded, or should be careful on in inputting your full name, your email address in the address field. Okay, and number 6, the certificates can be claimed with the Surgeon application accessible via, again, this is https://surgeon.depedbohol.net. And we ask our dear participants that the certificates will be available after 3 days, or 3 days after the session. So basin matingala mo after this niya, mangayo mo dayon og certificate pagkaugma. So again, the certificates will be available 3 days after the session. Okay, so thank you. And that, To introduce our resource speaker this morning, I know he is very familiar with you, and he is one of the best ICT coordinator in our division. He is an ICT senior high school STE coordinator from Sagustin National High School, Sagbayan District, affiliate college lecturer in Buena Vista Community College, chairperson of the Task Force ICT Platforms, and is one of, again, the best of the ICT in our ICT coordinator in our province of Bohol. Our resource speaker this morning, let's give him a digital round of applause. Sir Fernando B. Enad. Sir Enad, take it away.
All right. Good morning, SDO Bohol, and welcome to another set of session provided to you by SDO Bohol Task Force ICT platform. Thank you so much, Sir Henry Nerizon, for that wonderful introduction. But before I move on, though, allow me to give you credit. Sir Nerizon is the one responsible for creating the introduction video, the one that you've seen a while ago, katong dun na logo, nga nag-move with all our pictures. Sir Henry, thank you ha. For the next part na pod pag-prepare. Bitaw.
Sige sir, welcome sir.
All right. So kuan kanang I hope that our participants were able to actually check the instruction that I provided, no, during which the announcement was posted that you should be able to download already the application that's required of this particular activity, because if you were not able to download that application, it might be very difficult for you to partake in this webinar session. Okay. So, by the way, you might wonder why as to the part 1, no, atong pag Merkulis, if you could notice, there are no questions indicated on the survey form. That's because there's still a part 2, and the part 2 will happen on Monday. It's going to be handled by Sir Alberto Arbasto because it's part 1 and part 2. Supposedly, it was scheduled on a Monday. However, because of schedule conflict, I'll be attending a regular meeting with the SDO. That's the reason why I requested to be moved on a Friday, so that it's not going to result to a conflict. So there's still going to be a part 2 on Monday. And then on that part 2 session, that's the time that there is going to be an assessment for all your learnings from part 1 to part 2, and hopefully be able to get 6 out of 10 so that you'll be able to receive your certificate. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started for my presentation. Just give me a moment. Okay. All right, so our webinar for today is entitled Creating Interactive Learner Materials Using the eXeLearning application. I know that this application is kind of not really familiar to everyone. I've known this particular application actually 2 years ago, and I have been using this every time na ako'y klase, because what I do in my class is, since I am in the computer laboratory, I already have a learning management system in place. So I just eXeLearning. So later on, we will get to know as to what is eXeLearning and how to use it, how to manipulate it, and so on and so forth. So let's get started. These are the session objectives that we have for this webinar. First is to familiarize the interface of the eXeLearning application. Second is to manipulate the tools of the eXeLearning application. Third is to create an interactive learning material. And I know nga murag, ha, dako pala nag-space. Yes, because there's fourth. Fourth is to import the created learner material to the DepEd LMS as a resource. I understand that last Wednesday, Surgeon Boy also was able to discuss about Moodle, no? Because DepEd LMS is already instituted by the central office. I understand lang, mura doon yung issue pag Miyerkules, mura ni down ilang site. But with the use of the eXeLearning, we can go ahead and import what we have created in this application to the DepEd LMS and make our lesson presentation in the DepEd LMS more enticing and more dynamic, also interactive. And the fourth one is create a mobile app out of the created learner material. Yes, whatever is our output in the eXeLearning application, we can just easily, diba? You've discussed mobile app development 2 times already, the part 1 and the part 2. So dili na ni siya new concept ninyo. So what's going to happen is that we will export our output into a mobile app, and later on makita ninyo how amazing it is nga katong part 1 sa mobile app kay daghaman tagi kuri ato no. On this particular application, wala ra jud kayo. All you have to do is upload and then it's there. So I'll go ahead and train everyone about on that later on. Okay, so let's just get started. Let me start with the topic. What is eXeLearning? So ang iya nga na niya is small letter E, capital X, capital L, yun na siya. Okay, mao gina siya ang kanang trademark kana niya. So what is eXeLearning? By the way, eXeLearning is from this, it's an initial of this phrase, e-learning HTML5 and XHTML editor. I know for a fact nga nagakita na to sa HTML5, XHTML, may ingon dito, oh, it's coding, but actually not. But before I move on, so that allow me to discuss the technicality of eXeLearning. Basically, it is a web-based authoring environment designed to assist teachers and academics in the design, development, and publishing of web-based learning and teaching materials without, I'd like to highlight, without the need to become proficient in HTML, or even not a beginner or not noob, but okay, pinakasayo na gyud siya. You don't need to really have a deep understanding of HTML or XML or XHTML for you to be able to learn the eXeLearning application. Now, with eXeLearning, you can first create educational resources with different contents, may it be text, multimedia, materials, interactive activities, or internet links. Another thing that we can do is to choose and customize the design of the resource. Just like what we do with our PowerPoint presentation, we use themes for us to have a good or a different design compared to the usual, diba? And then lastly, we can import them into different formats, website, EPUB, SCORM, for Moodle and other LMSs. So if you could notice, it's not there, the mobile app, but it's only in Bohol. We are improving or expanding the capacity of eXeLearning and the output to be transported or transformed or converted into a mobile application. So actually, my presentation contains the steps, the screenshot, and the steps, but I'm not gonna go ahead and show you the the presentation per se. Anyway, I'll go ahead and give you a link to my presentation because I will go ahead and proceed to the actual demonstration so that we'll be able to save time. But rest assured that my presentation contains the different steps already that you need to know for you to be able to manipulate. I I exerted much time for this so that I understand that when you're looking at videos, there are times nga mura siya kapoy siya sundon as compared to the contents that we can just easily see, no? Nga makita nato sa PowerPoint. So I prepared everything for you. So you don't need to actually do a screenshot because anyway, you will be given a copy of this file. So I will just be demonstrating here live so that you will be able to follow. Okay, I'm just hoping that everyone was able to download the application already. But anyway, here's how we do the installation of the application. Now, for us to be able to install the application, the first thing that we would need to do is we access our favorite browser and navigate to https eXeLearning. Pwede na ka mo type dito og eXeLearning.net. Or if you have a QR code reader on your phone, you can just scan this code and it would bring you to the eXeLearning site. So this is how it would look like, no? Ing ani ang porma by the time that you hit on the enter key after typing in eXeLearning.net. And what's going to happen is there are two ways, by the way. You can either click the downloads here or here, pero kini na lang kay special, okay? So we need to click on this button, downloads, all right? After we click on that, sige, tagaan sa nakog time ang uban. Again, asa ta mo visit, please go to eXeLearning.net. Okay? But pwede na mo dili mo musabay na ko actually karon. No? Anyway, you'll have a copy of the PowerPoint and then you will also have a copy of the video so that ma-focus mo sa mga important details, technicalities kay kung mag-switch pa mo, there are times nga murag dili na mo makapaminaw sa mga important nga aspects. So murag much better that we focus our attention to the presentation. Anyway, there is the video and then there is the PowerPoint presentation that you can look up to so that you'll be able to follow through all the steps on this particular event, because I understand that some of you are using phones lang or usa ka laptop and it might be hard for you to do alt tab no, basta hindi alt tab pa ang inyong kanang YouTube nga channel showing this or live streaming this, nya mo open mo bug laing tab basin malibog. So ako lagi encourage nga tan-aw lang ta sa presentation, at San Agustin National High School. My besties, Annalisa Hines, Perlita Inay, Sweden, Lanhi, Liza Abiharon, Rosita Tapayan, and Jeremy Bulawan, and my other colleagues in the senior high school department and the junior high school department. So again, for us to be able to access the website where we can download the eXeLearning application, all we have to do is visit eXeLearning.net, or you can just scan the QR code that I have presented on your screen so that you will be routed to this particular page. So once this page shows up, all we have to do is just locate the downloads button. Kanang insert ko lang ba na? Doon ay rectangle nga red. That's what you would need to click. And upon clicking that, the expectation is mugawas ni siya nga page, no? Of course, that depends now on your platform. Normally, our platform is Microsoft Windows. But if you're using an Apple computer, Mac Air, Banazi, or any Apple computers, of course, ato ka mo select sa Apple computer. But on our ends, normally, muragamay ra ko nagamit og Linux, no? So on our end, normally we'll be utilizing Microsoft Windows. So all you have to do is click on the install version. So ayaw i-click si Debian o Ubuntu kung Microsoft Windows ka, kaya di siya mogana. So dapat Microsoft Windows and then click on install version. Now, inig-click ni mo nag-install version, the expectation is mo hinay-hinay na siyang download, no? The installer is actually just around 86.2 MB. Kaya maingon dayon ta, 86.2 MB niya inig-create na mo ani sir. Online ba ni siya? Necessary ba nga kanunay online? This is the good thing about this training, because this, when you're creating your material, you don't have to be online. And the good thing as well is that the output that you can do after creating your material is not only targeted to the online learners, no? Diba? If we could go back to our LESF, we have asked our students if they have gadgets, laptop, regardless kung doon say internet or wala. Na internet, why problema? Why internet, pero doon ay gadget, cellphone baron nga smartphone, or a laptop, we can make use of the second platform in the MDL, which is digital, no? And like what I mentioned a while ago, pwede po siya ma-convert into a mobile app. So, daghang tag opportunities. of course, nindot mo pud kaayo nga dili kay ta mo stick sa printed because again, it's really a cost to the school, no? Why problema kung dato ang school kag MOE. But anyway, the reason being nga ako na siyang gi-open is because it has the capacity to really be used not only in the online distance modality, but also on the modular distance modality. And the good thing about this is that your learners doesn't have to install anything. Di ba? Kaya kung mahataga PowerPoint, dapat na mas PowerPoint. In here, they don't need to install anything. They can just grab a copy of your created material and they can easily navigate it without installing further mga application. If they have their browser, that's it. And they don't need to be connected to the internet for them to be able to manipulate it. So in the event that the downloading is done, mahuman na ganun siya, what's going to happen is you can just go ahead and double click on the file. So to proceed with the installation, and normally it's going to ask you, do you want to install this app? Of course, because our intention is to install, makakita ganitaging ani, dili ta ma-shock, no, that's normal. Pero ang ato rin yung tanawan na ni diri dapita is that, what's your intent? Our intent is to install. So the only thing that we can do is to either select yes or no. But since our intention is to proceed, then go ahead and click on yes to proceed. And it would display this dialog box. Sa'yo na kayo ninig gagawas sa dialog box. Why? All you have to do is just click on next, next, next until mahuman. So in this case, this is the first interface. Just click on next. And then may nga siya press down. This is the EULA. So all you have to do is just click on agree, I agree. Okay. And then go ahead and click on install. You may go ahead and change, no? Pwede na siya usbon di adapita, but you actually don't need to. Okay, this was automated by the script. So pasagdiin lang ang destination folder and then click on install. So once you click on install, dali ra kayo niya siya. It's just going to be less than a minute and you should be able to finish the installation already. Once mahuman siya install, may nga siya completing EXE 2.5 setup, and then you will be advised to click on the finish button, no? So of course, we'll click on the finish button. Now, the question is, how do we launch the app? Kay, di ba normally kung mag-install tag application, kay doon na siya option nga i-run ang application diretso. But for eXeLearning, it didn't have that option. So the question is, after installing it, how can I launch the application? Easy. How do we launch it? Just go to your desktop, no? Nya pangitaan ng logo ngayon nga kanado na E nya X nya E nya iyang label kay EXE-2.5. So pangitaan lang na siya sa imong desktop, or kung di ka makakita diha dapita i-search using this, no? Pwede ta maka-search diri, type lang EXE and then there's going to be a suggestion, no? Of the application that's going to be launched. So sayo na jud kayo. So buhaton atura ka sa exelearning.net. Pag man i-click ang download, hindi ka mag-download, go ahead and double click to install. Nya next, nya I agree, o nya install, pagkahuman finish. And ikaw mag-finish, you are expected to be able to see a shortcut on your screen already. So just like what we do with our other application, diba? We double click on the file. So we double click on the file so that you will be able to see the interface. So, masay purumaan niya kung magdagan na ni siya. So I'm gonna go ahead and just change my sharing so I'll be able to share to you unsay purma, no, sa gitawag nato nga eXeLearning environment. Okay. So this is an example. I have created this. This is an example. I'm gonna go ahead and try to preview it. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So diba, this is the editing interface. And then this is what our learners would be able to see. No? Mura siya kuan yun, no? Ni-open ra ang imong browser nga default and then automatically na-access na sa bata ang content. So imong bataan na, ang yarang buhaton na is mag-click-click ra na siya next. Oy, next na ko. And then if you could notice, na-expand, no? Pero ay kabala ka, dili ka mo magbuhat na automatic na siya. Okay, so from here, I'll be able to see contents. This is related to my subject, programming Java variables. Then I click on next. So I have a lot of contents. So kung bata ako, pwede ako mag-play, previews, next, no? And then, if I click on next, if you could notice,
What's up,
yes,
guys? It's
I am
Bucky. Welcome.
able to attach a video. Okay? And the good thing about this is that kining video nga inyong i-attach, inighatag nimo ani sa bata, ang imong bata kay maka-access ani even without internet connection. So, kung nag-demo mo diha sa inyong leksyon, you could have that, no, added into the interface. So it can be played
To your fifth Java tutorial and name. Way box it has. Go ahead and play with it. Line statement in the print
so
line
just
statement.
make sure
Anytime
that
you use it,
you are citing the original author for that matter. And aside from that, I was able to put in, diba, mga text, and aside from that, I was able to attach a video. Mangutana, can we add a YouTube video? Yes, of course, pwede kayo. Pero kung YouTube, you need to understand that if you're giving this to our MDL students, they would need to have internet connection for them to be able to connect to YouTube, right? So it's better that if you have your own video, you can just upload the video, no? So that kading output ani niya mao ni mo ihatag sa batas. So even without internet connection, the learner will be able to access it. And then aside from that, you can click on next and you can give out a let's check, no? Pwede ka mohatag niya o gitawag na to nga kanang self-assessment. Okay. The example, which variable type would you use for the city name? Ingon na bata, ay, string dyan eh. Fill in the blanks to create a valid Java program. Okay, string. Tanawa na to, akong score. I'll submit answers. Oh, your score is 100. So you can already do the self-assessment so that, of course, self-assessment are quite good in terms of doing a self-check whether the child or learner is able to understand the topics that's being presented, especially that there are no teachers around. So it's a better way to have or to do a self-check so that before they can proceed to the next topic, they already have an indicator, or there is already an indicator with whether the learner is already ready for the next topic. Now, if you could notice, mauni siya mga navigation button. Question is, do na by limit? There's no limit. No? There's no limit. Ang limit na siguro ani niya is ang capacity sa imong computer kung pilay space available. But in terms of limit, so far, wala pa'y limit. Okay. So that's about it. That is how you basically navigate in the event nga nahuman na siya. So let me just switch back to my presentation. Right, so that was an example. Okay, so there are things that we actually need to do for us to be able to manipulate the system well. The first process that we do is what we call as defining the process. So how do we define process? Okay, so for us to be able to define process, ani ra gini siya. Right, so let me just get back to my screen. Okay, di ba my instruction a while ago is for you to, once you're done installing the exe application, you would need to basically double click the installer kadet lang. The link or the shortcut nasa mo desktop. So on my case, I'm gonna double click it now. You will not be able to see it, pero you're seeing now what's happening to my browser. So upon double clicking on the shortcut in my desktop, mo ni nahitabo, no? So ni automatic siya open, right? So unsa nahitabuan ni akong computer kay mo naghihimo niyang mini server for you to be able to create your material. Now, if this is your initial opening of the application, the default is to show this preference. You should select language, select browser, so on and so forth. Now, if you don't want this to show up on your next visit, you can just uncheck this. But kung ganahan gyapon ka makakita na niya, pasag DE, and then kung doon na kay changes nga gibuhat ani nga window, just click on save. Pero if you don't want to save anything, just click on X. That should be okay. Now, this is the interface of the eXeLearning. So if you could notice, wala siya murag application just like PowerPoint, no? Nga doon ay window. Siya, ma-access ra gyud siya sa web browser. So ayaw na lang na i-change the dapita. Okay. So by the time that you click on eXeLearning shortcut, automatically it's gonna create a new package. But you don't have to worry because later on, I'll cover as to how we would open an existing package so that we can modify or some sort of. Okay. Basta inig-click ni mo eXeLearning, what's going to happen is that this will open up. It's like a new package so that you can go ahead and start doing the material. But the first thing that you would need to do when you're starting a new package is to make sure that you go to properties. No? It's in the properties. Unsa may nasa properties? So sa properties, diri nato ibutang ang title. So say for example, this subject, may kog programming Java. So this is the title. Kaya mura siyang package man. Now, mangutan na, pwede ba sa usa ka example, grade 3, usa ra man jud ka maistra, grade 1, 2, 3, pwede ba nga tanang subject ibutang? Pwede ra kayo. Kay wa man kay limit sa imong outline. Kabantay mo na outline, kina outline mura ni siya og table of contents, di ba? In a table of contents, you can have sections. Under sections, you can have subsections. So pwede nga ang imong i-title diha is grade 3 and then on your outline pwede kag na English, Filipino, Math, Science, so on and so forth. Pero on my end, this is senior high, so I'm just focused on my subject. So I name it Programming Java. And then for the general description, it's not really required, but kopyaon na nako siya and then just put that there. Okay? Pero pwede ra pud ka og imong kopyaon kana nasa CG sa subject, imo lang i-paste diya dapita katong subject description. Pwede ra kaayo. And then I'm just gonna type my name as Fernando Ena, that's the author. So in the event that you are utilizing an existing kanang document, you can go ahead and make use of her or his name on the author so to cite them properly and then select the license. For the license, nata siya yung mga kuandre, no? You just have to make sure that if you're using an existing content nga kung unsa ang iyahang license before. Say for example, yung license is Creative Commons, share alike, which means you're not supposed to modify it. So just copy the license kung kinopya ra pud nimo nga content. Example na siya PowerPoint niya. Di ka ganahan ka nga i-convert siya into an eXeLearning nga package, then you can just change the author and make use of the previous author's name. And then kung ang iyang original license is also share alike, then make sure that you follow the same dili kay imong usbon. Kay nagkuan raman ka, nag-cite raman ka. And then once you're done filling out the information, no, you go ahead and click on save. All right, settings, save. Okay. All right, so that is how you define the properties. Okay, so kung imo tan-awon mo ra siya meta information, no? Kay para makibaw say title ba ani nga package, unsa nga language, unsa description, unsa author, unsa nga license. So let me go back to the content. So kapada na sila properties of content. So if you need to modify the properties again, just go back to properties and do the modification here. Right, so that is how you define a process. Now, the next thing that you would need to do is to define the outline. So what's your outline? Say, for example, if you're creating a book, of course, book has chapters. So that's your outline, meaning that you would need to create chapters here. Example, I'll go ahead and create chapter 1, right? So how to do that? I'll click on add and then automatically na-add siya topic, no? Unya angan kay automatic ba na, you need to change it. Just click on rename. Nya mayon ka og chapter 1. Okay. Or nya napuday chapter 2. So kay chapter 2 man, same ra basta alignment po, balik ka sa home and then add page, no? And then again do the rename. Okay. So say for example, na nakalimot ka, na-click ka add page. Nya pagkahuman ka, ay, section man ni siya. Nya dapat chapter 3 ni siya. Okay. You need to understand nga ang nahitabo karon is sa chapter 3 na anak ni chapter 2. Alright? So, unsa may mabuhaton diri dapita para mo align siya sa chapter 1 o chapter 2. We have buttons here. This is move to one hierarchy. Pasabot ana imo siyang gi-promote. So, kung imo nang i-click, chapter 3 is highlighted. You click that, you are promoting. So, na-promote siya. Okay, nalinya. No. Okay. And then what if naka-create ka, unya pagkahuman kay kuan na din siya sub or ano na lang topic nya dapat kini si topic kay anak din siya ni chapter 1. So unsa man mo buhaton? The first thing that you would need to do is to move it up. Kay di man gid siya madag, click drag ra. So move it up. Anak man na siya ni chapter 1. So move up, move down, move up. Ana ra gid na siyang control, no? You can just move niya. Pagkahuman kay kana si topic 1 anak man ni chapter 1. So dapat imo siyang i-demote. So this is promote, this is demote. Kung imo siyang i-demote, anak na siya ni chapter 1. So that's how you manipulate the outline. Okay. All right. Now, in the event nga ay sayop, I don't like that page or I don't like that content. You always have the delete, ha? You can rename, you can delete. So, asa may imong deleton? There dapita. Example, si section. Just click on section. Okay. So, section raha nga naman. Say, for example, I have here a section and I have here another, ako siya i-promote. So, section. Unya, ang imong gusto unta kasi section ra imong deleton, pero ang naka-highlight nimo kasi chapter 1, when you delete chapter 1, do not expect that the section will be retained. Kasi mahitabo, when you click on a mother node, this is a node. If you click on a mother node, all of the child nodes will also be deleted. Ingon siya, delete chapter 1 node and all its children. So yes, nawa na siya. So be very careful, no? Kaya naman basig daghan na kay nasugdan sa imuhang mga subtopics and then sayo prang kag-highlight sa chapter, no, or section. So wala ba ni siya undo, no? So lisod. Okay. All right. So that's basically how to manipulate the outline. So muna gitawag na to nga outline, unsay porma sa imong presentation. Of course, dapat doon na kay guide, no, sa pag-create sa presentation. So ako lang ni siyang pandeliton because what I will be sharing later on is specific to my subject. Right. By the way, mga tanong mo, can we change the home? Rename? Yes, you can just change it kung ganahan mo. All right. Pero on my end, dili na ko siya i-change. Now, after defining the outline, you can go ahead and proceed with the next step. And the next step actually is on how to be able to add contents. Now, for us to be able to add contents in eXeLearning application, the first thing that we would need to do is to select devices. No? So let me just share my presentation here. Now, how do we, or what are iDevices? Kasi mo Apple ni kay iMan, bataw. So, what are iDevices? Now, iDevices are instructional elements that provide a framework within which to set your content. So, kung imo siyang tan-awon, if you could recall on the LMS, DepEd LMS, di ba, you were asked by Sir Jimboy to create a page, a label, URL, and file. So kato sila mo gitawag na to nga mga iDevices kung ato siya i-compare sa eXeLearning. Now, there are 4 types, no, of iDevices that are available in eXeLearning. First is textual information. We also have the non-interactive activities. We also have the interactive activities, and then we have the non-textual information. Of these presented, what I will only cover, disclaimer lang, is just the free text. Sa textual na pa na siya daghan, but I will only cover the free text area. And then under non-interactive activities, it's going to be just the activity. And then for the interactive activities, it's just going to be the multi-choice. And then for the other items, especially under non-textual, I'll leave it up to you to explore. But you don't have to worry. Kaya kung unsang step atong gibuhat for the other items here, there's also the same step that you're going to do with the other or with the rest of the iDevices. So let me just change my screen again and allow me to share to you a sample lesson, no? Say for example, man akong lesson, this is lesson 1. Pasensya na nga gamay raw ibutahan kay dugay ta mahuman kung dinaghanon nako. Say for example, ganahan ako mag-create og kanang learner material for one topic, and that's going to be variables, a simple topic on variables in Java. So I have here the title, and I also have here the description, the explanation, samples, and then I need to add a video for additional explanation. And then I would need to have a, let's check, this is for self-assessment. Okay, so let me switch my video again and I'll go back to my eXeLearning interface. So for me to get started, okay, so naara nimo no kung butangan nimo siya diri kinahog ni siya cover page. So kung ganahan ka nga butangan nag-content diha naara na nimo. But on my case, I'm gonna leave that blank, or sige ari na ako di butang. So sige, ako na lang po ni siyang i-rename. Kaya pwede li siya home. So mayingon ko, specific na ko sa akong topic. So mayingon ko og Java variables. Okay. Right. Now, how do I add? Kay, if you could notice, mura-mura man ni siya ko ano, PowerPoint slide. Na? Ngayon siya, click on elements of the left panel to add content. So this is the elements of the left panel. These are the iDevices. Okay. So if you could notice, they have 3 categories here. We have text and tasks. We have interactive activities, and then other contents. On our case, the first element is katumantong free text, no? Sorry. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to hit on the mute button. Kung hatching na, lisod na siya pungan. Okay. So just click on the plus icon here to expand. All right. And then you have 2. But ang akong pilion rin dapita is just really the text. Now, notice, unsay mahitabo, inig-click na ko sa text. Inig-click na ko sa text, automatically, the text is already added, and it's now requiring me to input the title and the text. Now, what do we put in for the title? Actually, for the title, murag dili kay siya needed na butangan. Kaya if you could notice, we already have the title on top. But if you would like to make subsection, pwede dire nimo ibutang, no? Butang ta maghimo kag subsection diha dapita. So pwede ibutang diha dapita. Pero if you don't need it, you don't need to. So diri dapita mag-instruct na lang ko. This topic attempts to teach you on the variables, to teach you the basic concepts of Java variables. Please go through the material and understand the concept. Okay. Please also answer the self-assessment quiz at the end of the material. Okay. And then good luck. Sprayana. Okay. Now, of course, kung imo siyang tanawon kay murag simple lang jud kay dili ako ipang type, no, but there's a lot of things that you can actually do. You can add tables. You can do justify alignment, right alignment, center alignment. You can add link. You can even add kanang pictures. You can add videos, so on and so forth. There's just really a lot that you can do. Pero ako, simple lang. Now, the question is, what if I'm done writing that? What am I supposed to do? So, para ma-save na ang imong gi-type di adapita, all you need to do is just look for this one, no? Na siya check. Kini siya, mura siya undo edit. So, diri rin siya mo take effect. So, hindi even nga wa ka ganahi, kay lain da imong gusto, pwede po mo deleton. Pero on my end, giganahan mo ko na niya. So I'll just click on this one, the done button. All right, mo ni siya mahitabo. No, automatically ni create siya murag slide for your material. Okay, so muram ni siya introduction. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed now with defining what a variable is. So that I'll be able to define a variable, I'll go ahead and create a new page. So I'll click this. So see, kining a topic under ni Java variables. Okay, so I'm just renaming it to variables. Or pwede ka mag-char. What is a variable? Okay, click on OK. So it has been changed. So I'm now ready to put in contents. So I'll select again text, no? And then I'm not gonna put in any title anymore. And then I'm just gonna copy, no? I'm just gonna copy here everything. Sir Henry,
Yes, sir.
murag,
Uh,
wa ka na mute,
na,
sir.
na ako'y GPM career, sir.
Okay, kadiot. Asa GPM nimo, sir? Sa Facebook?
Yes, sir. Palihog lang ko kuan murag naway mong background bitaw sir sa Zoom.
Hmm. Pero nakita pa din yung akong screen, oh.
Yes, sir ka.
Ah,
Kita,
okay.
sir. Pero ang likod ba?
Ay, bahala na ng likod. Okay. All right. So, there. So, gikan ni siya sa akong kuan kanang MS Word application. So, ako nang gi-automatic og paste, no? So, gikan na siya diri, ako lang ipakita. Gikan na siya diha. All right? And then what I did is just copying the contents and then pasting it on the text field, no? Text repeat ay sa title kaya naman title kaya napita. So, ako na siyang gi-paste. Pero in the event nga di ko ganahan kay I need to put additional spacing. So, pwede ra jud kaayo, no? Nya, kini for example, you'd like to put indentation, no? Kay mura mo na siya anak ni subsection variables have the same type. So, I can click on indent para mo-move siya. And then, lagyo ra kaayo. So, I can eliminate extra spaces here, there, and then eliminate extra space na sad. Mura dunay na sobraan na integer values there. So masinod kung imo na siyang i-format daano sa imong MS Word para dito. Kini for example, I'd like to indent this kay example man na siya. So I just need to highlight and then click on increase indent para mo move siya, no? And then kay kining char kay is an explanation of the code. So pwede ako po na siya i-indent para mura siya ni-explain. Kung ganahan ko nga italize na siya, pwede na po kaayo. And then I'll move up the other items. This one. Yeah, for example, ako na po siyang i-indent and then move up the other items. Okay. So in the event nga I'm done, I can just go ahead and click on this one done here. And then what you will notice is automatically, no, it generated the presentation for you. If you're OC, nga ganahan ka nga, dili kayo mag-scroll ang bata, pwede na po mo putlon-putlon ang imuhang mga content, no? Pwede na mo paanakan si what is a variable so that you can have the subtopics in here. Pwede na kayo na siya, wala siya problema. Okay. So that's how you add your content. All right. Of course, diba, as expected, when we are creating or doing our lessons, of course, we need to, or activity sheets, nga itong ipadas sa mga bata, of course, we would need to require them to perform activities or tasks. Now, how do you create a content instructing them something, no? For them, ay, dili pa day. Ang ato man na yung goal kay video. Sige, how do we add video? Okay. So, kung gusto kay di ko ganahan or depende na ako kung ari ba na ko ibutang ang video or ako siyang i-anak. Pero akong ipakita ninyo, what if hala na press na ako ang save, I need to insert a video. How to do this? If you could notice, when you're not hovering your mouse, dili siya mo gawas nindo ha. No? Kung imo ni ana diha dapita, mo gawas, kung dili mawala. So what control nimo? If you wanna delete the contents, you can just delete, or if you wanna modify, just click on the pencil icon to do the modification. So what if I decided nga ay dapat ang video kay ari ra nako ibutang, iusa ra nako siya. So all I need to do is to create a space for that video and then click on insert edit embedded media, no? And then sa to click na to kini. Alright. I-off na lang akong video kaya basta ma-distract mo sa akong background. Okay. So, again, na akong gibuhat is kini insert. Alright. Balik ko na ko ha. Insert or edit embedded media. And then pagkahuman, i-click ni, no, murag browse kay mangita siya source. So, ini-click ni mo, ana, all you have to do is look for the file na gusto ni mo i-upload. Example, in my case, I have here variables video MP4. So, I'll click, and then after clicking, open. Alright, so na, murag na siya derepita. Unya, you can adjust the dimension. Unsa ni dimension? Unsa gidakon sa video. So, kung imo ra na siyang pasagdaan, ang system na magbuot na ya. Pero in the event that you wish to enlarge it, ikaw na bahala. So this is by pixel, no? Normally, our screen is about 1,204 pixels in width if you are just using a normal nga screen size. And then we have about 800. Muna siya 1,204 plus, kanang patindog, muna siya 800. So imagine na lang kung 200 by 300 o say puro maan niya. But in my case, I'm gonna let eXeLearning do the configuration. Now, kining autoplay, kung imo na siyang i-check, automatically inig-load sa page kay mo play na siya dayon. Pero pwede ra nimo i-click, pwede po di on my end, dili na lang kay so that I would let my student do the clicking on their end. So I'll click on OK. So makita na to na dunay murag thumbnail di napita, no? And then I'll click on save. Okay, nahuman naman ko. So I'll click on save. Unsa may purma na niya, di ba? This is the content. If I scroll down at the bottom, I would already see that there's a video. So I can just play the video.
What's up guys, it's Bucky. Welcome to your fifth Java tutorial.
So,
and in this tutorial, I'm going to be talking to you guys about something called
pwede makakuha ng bata, so on and so forth. But in the event nga di ka ganahan nga na siya derapita, you can just modify and then easily just select and then delete and then save it again. Okay, di ka ganahan puno di derapita. So ganahan ka nga murag i-subsection siya ni what is a variable. So sa buhaton, just click on add page. So mag-create na siya di derapita, and then I'll rename it video tutorial, for example, or video lesson. Okay. And then I'll add a video kaya para tibuok ra gyud now diha plus video. So again, go to text. And then here, insert, and then look for the file, open it. And then ganahan ko autoplay na siya kaya basin dili kiba mo click ang bata bitaw. I-click ka na okay. And then should you wish to modify, naka-realize ka nga gamay ra man din na siya. So pwede 320 by 240. So i-constrain proportion na siya. Let's change it to 500. Automatic na update ang yung tapad and then modako na siya. Ya kung ganahan ka nga naka-center, i-click lang ng center and then save. So this is what is variable. I-click ang video lesson, automatic na siya play. Okay?
What's up guys, it's Bucky. Welcome.
Additional instruction. Please watch the video and make sure to familiarize the steps being undertaken by the blogger or the artist. Now, in the event, by the way, nga this shows up, do not be alarmed, ha. Niingon na siya nga, you've been working for a long time without saving. So, mga na siya, do you want to save now? So, okay ra kayo na siya nga i-save. Pero kung confident ka, nga dili maputol ang imuhang kuan ka ng kurente. Diwa ko na ingon maputol ang internet, ha. Because again, when you are doing this, you are performing this, you are not required to be connected to the internet. Ang atong problema ni kurente. Kaya kung maputol ang kurente niya, wala ma-save, wani. Pero kung ganahan ka nga mag-save ana, you can just click on OK. Alright? Yeah. Cancel sa lang ta or X lang sa ta kay amo ta mahuman. Alright. So going back to what I mentioned a while ago, wherein we are requiring our students to perform a task. So, I'll go back to this. Kay nahog man siya nga same level ra, no? What is a variable? Or pwede po imong i-anak siya ni what is a variable. Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and create another page for the tasks. Or ako siya nganlan og butang tag activity. Okay. And then ako raman siya iparise og kanang hierarchy ani, so ako lang siya i-promote. So there, that is a variable, and I have here another node activity. So sa activity akong gusto nga buhatan is that I'm gonna go ahead and let them perform something, and then aside from that, I'm gonna let them take an assessment or self self-assessment check. Okay, so I'll put that everything no in one slide. So question is, how do we put in an activity for our students to do? Murag instructions sa ato ang DLP or learning activity sheet. So I'll click on task, and then what you will notice is the automatic siya, no, what's your task? So butang kag task 1. Unya, unsa may akong ipa-activity nila? Mayon ko og kanang program coding. Example, the estimated duration is 1 hour. There. So maingon dayon ko kanang instructions. What's my first instruction? Gamit kag bullet points. First instruction, butang ko diri dapitag write a program with the following specifications. First, with an int variable and a value. So dapat magawas dito, or with a two double variables and values. So ibutang-tang mawala na akong gusto, or puna pa usa, with a string variable and value. So kung gusto nila, if they've gone through the content of my presentation, kaya ang topic dito kay kuan man, writing codes, or how to create variables in a Java program. So murag mo na ko instruction. Yan, yung day ko kanang postscript. Alright. Mao din ako ibutang sa instruction. Kaya dili man ni siya modawat og submission, kaya offline ba siya, di ba? So, pwede ka maingon nga, write your answers on a piece, or write your code on a piece of paper and submit it on Friday along with the other activities for this week. So that's my instruction. Once I'm done, I can go ahead and click on the check button. So there, task 1, program coding. So makita na siya sa bata. Okay. So, ganahan ko nga doon ay self-assessment. So, narapon na ako kung akong ibutang ari nga page or mag-create ko gulain nga page. So, depende na nimo kay ikaw may nagbantay sa imong standards, no? So, on my end, kung ganahan ko nga iusara na siya para under activity, pwede na po kaayo. Say, for example, I'm gonna go ahead and add a self-assessment questionnaire. So, basta maglibog mo, saan ito pag-add nga na-exist naman na siya? No, actually, there is sa eXeLearning, all we have to do is just regardless kung asak na nga page, basta mo na active, and then you're clicking on things here, automatically add to na siya mo add. So since activity is the active node here, if I go to interactive activities and select multi-choice, so daghan kayo na siya, no? Pero kung i-cover agad kay multi-choice. So I'll click on multi-choice, and automatically, no? Natong task 1 ganhina, unya paghaman mo niya ako nahog na task 2. So I could say, task to self-assessment test. Okay. So it's a good thing that I've already prepared the questions, right? So I can go ahead and just make use of these questions, no? So let me change my sharing again. All right. So my first question is, which variable type would you use for a city name? So, mo na ko ibutang sa question. Paste. Right, city name. Pwede ka mabutag hint, and then you have the option. So, sa may option ako, I have here string. I also have example. Usa naman yung option nun. Ganahan ko mo-add og lain. So, just click on add another option. Okay, string. And then, I have double. Punan pa na ko usa. And then, I have the int. Okay. So, of course, mo provide kong answer key. Ang answer ani sa number 1 nga question, which variable type what they use for a city name is string man. So ako na siyang i-check string. This is the option, no? And then mo na siyang indicator na correct. So ako na siyang i-check. And then I can proceed to the next question now. So I have 2 questions for the self-assessment. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on add another question. Okay. Right. And then i-click ng question 2 diha dapita. Be careful nga naka sa question 2 kay basin sayop ang imo mo-pastan. And then I have here the options. So option there. And this is also the answer. So let me just check that. And then add another option. So when I'm careful kay usap po sa mga disadvantage ani niya kay inig ko mag-add kag option kay dili siya mo automatic o go back atong interface mo balik siya sa ibabaw. So careful ka na repita. And then this is for my third option, paste it. Now, what if duha ra gyud ako ang assessment? So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on this one. This is done. This is the done button, no? Button out sa question ha. Ay wala may question. Sige. So I'll click on this one, done. Right. So if you could notice right now, na ako task 1 program coding and then task 2 is self-assessment test. Okay. So ang bata ni take, pwede siya maka-perform there and there, no? So kung unsay naata sa atong library activity sheets, pwede na to siya mo-convert diri dapita, and then you can just click on X kung di ka ganahan, so on and so forth. So say for example, I'm done. All right? I already have this. I can go ahead and click on preview. I-click ni preview para makita ka unsay forma. All right, so this is how it's going to look like on the part of the learner. Click siag next, but it's a variable there. And then click na push next. And a video lesson. That's gonna automatically play.
What's up, guys? It's Bucky. Welcome to your 5th Java
activity. So mani makita sa bata, no? All right, pwede siya maka-navigate. Kung di siya ganan sa mga links, pwede siya mag-click-click.
What's up, guys?
Pwede ra siya po dire. So daghang options, no, for navigation. Let me just go back to here. What if I'm done and I'm assured that it's already okay? Question is, how do I save it? Now, for me to be able to save it, I just need to click on File. That's on the topmost portion of File. And then if you could notice, there is Save. Kaya wala naman sa difference is Save o Save As. Save is if it's a new file that is not saved yet. Save As is if you have an existing file and then you would like to rename the file. Mo na magi kag save. So since this is a new package, I'll click on Save so that the system would require me to input the name of the package. Okay. So ibutang ta, this is Java variables. Muna ko ingan. Right? Nya ayaw na nausba ng type. Save na siya. Then click on Save. Nya, saving package. Name siya. It was saved to Java variables ELP. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you kung say forma na niya, no? Alright. So ako sang i-share ang screen. Let me go to TF webinars and eXeLearning. So si Java variables mo ni siya. Okay? Mo ni nakita, the size is 7 MB. If you could notice, it is an exe package. So unsa may mahitabuan na din niya, mauni pwede nimo i-open should you wish to go ahead and modify. All right? So say for example, na quit na ko ang eXeLearning, so na-close na siya, no? And then, I'll open a new eXeLearning again. You naka-realize, I need to modify before providing a copy of it to my learners. So how do I open it again? So just click on File, and then Open, no? And then, unsa tingan, Java Variables ELP, right? Just click that and open, and then you can go ahead and proceed with the modification, no, of your material. So, pwede rin na siya i-modify. Right, so ingana ka sayon. But if you could notice, katong file nga akong gipakita ganhin nga ELP, it's not really something that you can just provide to your students. Dili ka na ang i-provide sa mga estudyante. Nga naman, they would need to install the application for them to be able to do that. So, dili ka na ang atong ihatag sa atong estudyante. So, what we would need to do now is to export, no? Mag-export pa ta ani. Kaya para ang katong gi-export or output ani mao'y ihatag nato sa atong estudyante. So, question is, how do we export? But before that, actually, dati dahang styles, no, if you could notice, murag, kung di ka ganahan sa forma na niya, just click on styles and then select. Pwede days, pwede siyag sidek, pwede siyag docs nga forma, pwede siyag intef, mo na itong gigamit intef, and then we have the kids, and then we also have the presentation. So, daghan. Aran ta si intef. Kaya na-use to kog intef. So again, going back, how do we export? Now, for us to be able to export, just click on File. And if you could notice na siya export, you have the options here. Alright? Pero ang atong options nga atong iunahon nilig tan-aw is kining mga pinaka-importante nga option, kining website or kining SCORM. Nagani EPUB 3.0, so pwede din mo siya ikuan sa, if I'm not mistaken, pwede siya ikuan. I haven't tried, Kotobi. Pwede siya i-imported to. So I have here the website and the SCORM. I'll do the website first. Kung website na siya, what's going to happen is that it would create a folder that contains all the elements of the file or everything. Kung kag SCORM, ang mahitabuan na niya is mag-create siya zip file so that you can import it in a DepEd LMS. But let's do first the website. So kung mo click ko website, warning, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to export? Yes. So imo siya nganlan, ingon gigipukag Java variable. Okay ra na siya kay folder man is ano. And then select folder. Just give it time to save. Ingon siya exported to. So tan-awon nako asa man ni siya or sa may porma ni niya. Okay, let me share my file. Diba Java variables if you could notice, no? So, inig-open nimo ana, it contains all the files. So actually, mauni nga folder imong ihatag sa imong bata. Yung kag unsa man siya paggamit sir nga Java variable sa man na siya nya unsa man niya pangitaon na niya ang word nga index. Right? Kana ra nga word nga index, not really word, but the file, no? Index. Inig-open na niya. Let me show you. Let me just change my share. So there, mo na siya. Oh. If you could notice, dili na siya localhost, no? Index na siya. And then the learner can just go ahead and do the next. Be able to play the video. And then next. And then so on and so forth. And be able to take the test. There. Correct option. Correct option. There. So nga na. So perti rag yung sayo na. So, pangutan na ta karon. What if, again, kay di ba ningon ko ganhina nga pwede ra nimo ihatag tong kini, no? Imo ra ning kopyaon kanang Java variables nga folder imong isu sa flash drive niyo. Yung kasi mo estudyante, i-open ng folder nya pangita si index, i-open then from there, you can go ahead and do the navigation. So what if ganahan ka nga imo siyang i-convert into a mobile application? Okay. So para mahimo siyang mobile application, pwede ra sa na. First is you need to, though na tayo SCORM nga package, but I've tried it last night kung imong i-SCORM kay batig navigation. So what I would suggest is do not use the SCORM for mobile application. Instead, go to Java variables. No, makita man na nato. Kaning video ay makita pa nimo, no? Just select all, Control A, select all na siya, and then what you would need to do is click on send to, right? Again, select all, and then right click, and then send to compressed zip folder. So just give it time. Kadito na siya. So there, na-create na siya Java variable. Hindi ko kiba mo spelling. Okay, Java variable. So ako lang na siyang kopyaon, ako siya ibutang diri para hindi siya masamok liha. So I have here the zip
Okay, Sir Jimboy, you can now use the time to.
Yes, sir. Okay, so to our listeners, to our viewers, our apology. We're having a technical problem with the, the signal of Sir Inad. So since now I am okay, so since we're having a problem, gamay lang no with the signal ni Sir Inad. So I am Sir Henry, natay problema sa tong audio, sir.
Ako na lang ko answer. Ako na lang.
Sa ako ron nga audio, sir.
O murag imo ha, sir, murag wala ko an. Try daw, sir.
Okay.
Hello, Sir Jimboy.
Yes, sir.
Okay na, okay na.
Okay, so once again, our apologies for the interruptions. By the way, for those who participated and attended the training last no kasa kang Sir Glenn, the session 3. So you may claim your Microsoft certificate using this. You have okay. So this is for OneNote. Palihog lang no. This is for OneNote. And also this is for the sway. So kanisha, these are the code for OneNote. Now what you are going to do is just open your browser and in your address bar just type www.education.microsoft.com. Now once you're there, just key in your sign in credentials. So your username and password katong gigamit niyo before sa pag-claim ninyo sa inyong Microsoft certificates. And then click your profile and click redeem achievement code. So paste the code below, one at a time lang siya. Then click redeem. So inighuman ninyo sa OneNote, adto na pud mo sa Sway. So no, once makalag-on na mo, balik lang mo click sa inyong profile and redeem achievement code. So these are the codes. So I hope makuha ni ninyo nga code no kay sayang that certificate is really issued from Microsoft. Okay? So Sir Henry, okay na ta, sir?
Okay, Sir Jimboy, thank you for that. So I hope everyone is well guided with the announcement given by Sir Jimboy. And also, let's maximize the time by making some shout outs while waiting for Sir Enad. Shout out to Taytay Elementary School from their district teachers, Ma'am Ana B. Golondrina, Cecilia Bagutsay, Verona Ampo, Rosalia Ladica, Eileen Balabat, Mary Grace Peligro, Maura Humawan, and School Principal Ma'am Ninita Alupit from Teacher Maria Jennifer Galambao. Also with Ma'am Melinda Bajongan, Ma'am Avila Co, Grade 10 Coordinator, and Company of Lourdes National High School, Panglao. And for sa mga nagkamulo sa pag-prepare sa virtual moving up ceremony content. And also from San Jose National High School faculty and staff, Ma'am Marcela R. Bautista from Sir Glenn Horanio, from Sir Kalin, hi to my family in Biking Dawis, and to Ate Laila and Ate Marcel Bolo for watching from Trinidad. And also, shout out sa taga Lobok Central Elementary School, especially to Maria Lerma and Bongato. And also sa Mariboc District, sa akong school sa San Roque Elementary School, sa akong school head, Ma'am Virginia Namok, our PSDS, Ma'am Martina Aguilar, and to all school ICT coordinators of Maribojoc District. Okay. Sir Enad, are you there? Okay, Sir Jimboy.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, while waiting for Sir Inad, sige, I would like to say thank you sa tanan nga ning support for our webinar no last Wednesday. And please ayaw ninyo wad ato nga skills during that day atong pag Wednesday. It's because medyo sagdi lang matiwas na to siya, no? The complete package will be finished this coming Monday with Sir Alberto Arbasto. So by now kanto our apologies sa nahitabo that sa pagkakaroon is unsa may nahitabo na to karon is that medyo no supposedly continuous unta pero because of so many schedules nga dili pod no kanang makuantag na adyoy mas priority na to so mo nang na shuffle na mo ang schedule, but rest assured we are doing our best para natong tanan. So hopefully no itiwas lang to nato from Wednesday katong atong part 1 sa model the LMS. We will be continue this coming Monday pohon. So since Sir Inad is already here, so I am going to give you back to Sir Inad. Thank you so much. Sir?
Alright, sorry kaayo no, mura gini technical. Kay actually nawa ang signal sa globe kadiyot sa Sagbayan. And I guess that's also the reason why nga na-disconnect ng modem, but I'm back. Good thing. Nidagan pa ko sa gawas doon sa karsada para mangita og signal just for this. Anyway, so if I'm not mistaken, akong last nga presentation was talking about how to convert your gitawag nato nga exported output sa eXeLearning to a mobile app. So how do we do this? Of course, we need to go to appsgazer.com. If I'm not mistaken, your
Sir
CA.
Sir Enad.
Yes, sir.
Ang screen sir palihog og share sa imuha sir. Thank
Ewan ko
you.
makita. Sir, nakita ng screen? AppsGazer?
Okay na sir, okay na.
Okay. So, again, katong output na to ganhina, katong naka-zip nga tong gibuhat, ako kasi ipakitag balik, here, kining Java variable nga compressed package nga tong gibuhat, for us to be able to convert that into a mobile app, we need to go to appsgazer.com. Okay. All right. And the ari sa AppsGazer, I'm pretty sure everyone is familiar already, no? Kung saan siya pag-navigate. Sir Henry, palog sa kog mute, Sir Henry. Okay. So, of course, ato buhaton nga naka-login naman ko. So, I'll just click on start now. But I'm pretty sure kabalo na mo ani, no? This is the interface to create the app. We had our session, part 1 for mobile app development. What we did is we selected guide and then the book reader. But in our case, what we will be selecting is the web app. Now, HTML, web app. Pasensya na mo sa dagkong karsada nga nangagi. So, web app ang atong pilion. So, in my case, I click on web app. And then, wala kani siya kuti-kuti diri dapita, diba before, nagbutang pamatag bisan unsa pa nga so on and so forth. Diri dapita nga itong buhaton is, imo tong i-upload ang naka-zip nga itong i-create ganhina. So, in my case, I'll click on choose file. Right? And then, pangitaon to na ako siya, eXeLearning. So, Java variable. Okay? Java variable. Click on open. Makita na to nga ay, na siya, nakastipulate na siya nga siya na i-upload. Okay. And then, click on next. So, di nga na siya ka-simple na. Wala na to nag-add tag section or pages. And then, I'll just name this as Java variable. Agoy, na na po ni issue ngayon. Ana. Okay. Sige, din ako ipakita nila pita ha kay again, this is also the issue nga na-encounter na to kang Sir Cal before, wherein it's not accepting whatever names nga tong i-type, probably because my screen is shared. Anyway, I prepared a PowerPoint presentation, Ma'am Pod Ana. So I'm just gonna show the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so let me proceed to the screen showing how to upload it as an app. Wait. That's lang mag-worry nga unsaon siya. Okay, so ari sa ta sa mobile application. There. So this is the steps that I did to create the app. I just went ahead and click on create app. And then I selected web app. And then I'll click, I clicked on choose file, and then I uploaded the zip file, no? And then I click on next. And then type the name, a Java variable. Once done, click on next. Yeah, pag command is, depende ni mo kung gano'n ba custom icon or default icon that I use. I'll just select default icon and then click on next. And then create. So, wala na siya, nakahili mo sa eXeLearning. What you just did is to zip it up. Katong contents ka na-generate, imong zip.
Sir Boy, murag na disconnect na po si Sir Enad.
Hi, Sir Henry. Magsinamo ko, Sir Henry, ha?
Sige, okay ra, sir, okay ra.
Okay, so
I'm
shout
back.
out. Sige, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Alam mo, sa internet ron, oy.
Trailing kayo, sir.
Gitas lagi ko sa internet ko karon. Okay, karon ko jud. Bitaw. So normally kung wala pa ka ni sign in, it will ask you to sign in. So akong pilion Facebook na lang para madali, no? Gi-click na ko ang Facebook pagkahuman. Alright. Kahuman ana is connect na siya. Diba? Ni-generate mo na siya before. So, kung magawas na siya sa imong screen, download EPK. So, click download EPK and buwa lang doon ay 100% kung siyang download na icon, no? And then, pagkahuman, the QR code will show up and you can already scan your QR code so that you'll be able to install the application on your cell phone. So, I guess I don't need to cover that much topic because it has already been covered by Sir Cal. But if you want to venture on a deeper understanding on the apps caser, you can always go back to the recorded session of Sir Cal on mobile app development part 1 in our part 1 series. So ingat ra gyud siya sa apps gazer imong baton kay app ya web app normal i-upload tong naka-zip na file kahuman mo upload siya name. And then, yung icon, kung ganahan ka, pag human create and just wait for AppsGaze to continue the process. And then, done, you can go ahead and scan the QR code and proceed with the installation, no? Sa inyong device. So, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed now to how to upload. Say, for example, nagamit ka DepEd LMS, yung imong ganahan karon kay imo siyang install as a resource. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is add a resource. Diba? Pag-click ninyo before, kinaghan, ingani mo po ito ng gawas, no? Though di ingani pag-arrange, but I'm pretty sure nga nakita mo ingani icon. Diba, Sir Boy? Okay, so murag ani gito ng mga contents inyo nakita. So ang atong buhaton ni karon is para ma-import ang himo sa eXeLearning, we will be selecting the SCORM package, no? SCORM package ta, and then click on add. All right. Inig-click nimo sa add head data. First mo ta siya name, no, description. And the next thing is mo scroll down ng tapos package file. Okay. So on my end, ako siyang i-click kanang murag full immersion not envelope. I'll click on that so that mo gawas ang file picker. I then click on choose file. And this katong file nga gi-create. Dili katong akong ha kay ako sa i-share. Kaya di ba pag-create na to file here, di ba pag export na to, export, di ba doon naman tayo website, itong website open na to sa browser and then i-open na to or magigamit na to para sa mobile app. Kini para sa DepEd LMS atong gamiton kay Scorm. So i-click ng Scorm diha and then save. Nya butang tag Java. Nya ayo siya parehas kay pares-pares sa ba siya. So butang na siya og version 2 baron. Gihapon siya. So variable 2 and then save. Okay. So, ingana. So say for example mo tingan, no? Ang mahitabuan na karon is mao po na imong pilion. Dili ni kato again ako iklaro. Dili ni mao katong inyong ato betong gi ni ato ta sa folder niya nag-zip ka dili ni mao katuning score na. Actually kay zip gihapon ng extension. So just be mindful. Say for example mo na na-generate ako na siyang i-open na-upload this file and then mugawas na siya nga naka ready for uploading. Just go ahead and click on save and display and then mo ni siya inyong makita, no? Kung musud ka sa imong na-create nga content or atong estudyante mo access siya, what's going to happen is this, no? Na siya navigation, right? Java variable. So, mag-click-click ka na siya repita, you are creating an interactive material through DepEd LMS. So, ana na kanindot, no? With using just the eXeLearning free software, you are able to do these things to our learner materials, no? Wala siya additional cost. Free pag yun. Yeah, user-friendly pag yun, and you're able to create a very interactive material. Now, I'm just gonna show you, no, kung sa gipurma na niya sa live, kung ibutaw na to sa DepEd LMS. So, say for example, I'll go to DepEd LMS. So that's Dep LMS. I'm sorry. LMS deped.gov.ph. Unta din na po disconnect. So let me log in. By the way, for the DepEd LMS, I've already sent a proposal to the SDO to train the district ICT coordinators so that they would also be able to train you sa inyong mga district kay there are some tasks, no, sa ICT nga saray pwede mo trabaho. Okay, murag hinay kaayo ang DepEd LMS karon or ako bang internet? Posible po nga akong internet. Okay, so mobile lang ko sa akong screenshot. May gani kay na-prepare jud ang screenshot. Okay. So there, so the student can go ahead and navigate from one content to the other, so on and so forth. Yeah, sayo lang kaayo niya. And then kung ano siya sa task, pwede po siya add to katong self-assessment ka quiz. So pwede siya i-take sa ato ang estudyante so that before taking on the assessment nakapractice na siya mga formative para at least na siya idea kung saan pag-assess ang summative nga assessment. So basically, all in all, that is what eXeLearning is all about. We actually have for question and answer.
Okay, I think naputol si Sir Enad. Sir Enad, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm back. Hello,
Okay, okay.
Internet sir for ba? Bitaw. Okay, so there, if you want to grab a copy of my presentation, you can access them through tinyurl.com/POHWP2S5 Prezo. Sorry ha, that's Prezo. Presso. That's one word. Naputulan na siya pag pag-adjust na ko no sa container. Or you can just go ahead and scan the QR code using your phones so that you'll be able to download my presentation and do the review tonight or later. I'll also review the videos so that you'll be able to access the step-by-step process that I did for me to be able to create the output. Okay, Sir Henry, actually that's it for me. Do you have any questions from our audience?
Let me check. Okay, by the way, thank you, Sir Enad, for that very comprehensive discussion of your topic, all about creating interactive learning materials using the EXE learning application. Okay, since we have the internet challenges, murag hinay gyud, murag ako gani po diri magsika putol pod.
Oh, lagi na
So,
unsa kaning
ala,
bilog karon, sir.
lagi tungod pod sa panahon tingali ni sa hangin magid kaayo mo na ang signal gud makuan gud maputol-putol.
Mao lagi, sir. Sawa na may internet.
So,
So, pero ako lang klaro ha, when we are using the eXeLearning, we don't need internet connection. Ang ato lang yung connection nga kinahanglan is kung mag-download na yun sa app, pero when creating your content, you don't need to have internet connection. Ang atong problema ani kuryente. Pero other than that, maura gina siya niya. I hope that you're able to learn something. Kaya actually, this is really a good tool. I just didn't have the opportunity to share it to anyone before. Now considering that we have the platform mo na nga nipugos jud ko nga ato ni offer kay Dindot, it's not only covering the ODL but also on the MDL digital. So natin nakita nga question, sir, or wala.
murag loading pa gyud sir ako sir. So, hinay gyud. So, while waiting sir, samtang nagtuyok-tuyok pa, shoutout sa taga-Riyot sir, sa taga
Sige, sir.
Alicia District, school principals, to Sir Elister Maputol, District LR Coordinator, and to the District PSDA, Sir Danilo Aton. And regarding sir sa atong survey sir, pwede na nato i-post tingali while waiting for the question and answer. Kay murag hinay gyud ang
Sige,
net
sir.
nako. Okay, sige sir. Salamat.
Sige, sir. Ako i-share ka din
Ah,
sa let me just look for that file. Asa na ba ito nga file? Sige, ako sa
Beyond our
i-close
control
sa
gyud ning internet sir, di nato ni mapugngan gyud sir. Ug mawala gyud sir.
maog yun, sir. Mani, sa mga challenges, kay bisan kung prepare
Challenges.
ang teacher, kung ang
Yes.
internet kay di mo cooperate, amo nagiingon, wag yun tayo mahimo, ani, mag-ampo na lang
Yeah.
yun ta.
Lagi
Pag-ampo
sir.
na to makaya, ani nga. Dili,
Maba,
kaya ako among
okay.
balay, actually, it's ko 50 meters away from the highway niya. Nawa mo
Ah,
internet sa balay, nagdagan-dagan pa ko doon sa highway. Kaya wa po 4G
lagi.
ang akong kwarto. Wala dito, H ra gyud.
Ako, ako gani po sir, dapit na gid ko aring karsada sir kay nangita lagi kusog-kusog nga signal. Maura
Oh, lagi,
gihapon.
sir.
Ah, paita ni ngani ay.
Sige, mo na lang
Sige.
ta murag wa mas may question.
Sige,
So,
ngani na lang tingali sir no. Og tingali og atong i-review ang webinar uniya makakita ta ato na lang i-post tingali sa atong kuan sa atong FB page ang ilang question with also with the answer tingali sa ilang mga inquiry sir. Ingana lang siguro sir.
sige, sige, sige.
Maximize the time. Okay, sige sir.
Sige.
Pwede na nimo i-kuan sir i-post tong kuan. Okay, for our post-webinar assessment form, kindly go and explore the link given to you, https://bohwp2s5 survey. Again, that's https://tinyurl.com/bohwp2s5 survey so that you will have the assessment later on and to have access on it. And also, you may like our SDO Bohol Task Force ICT Platforms FB page. And don't forget to subscribe also to our YouTube channel, SDO Bohol Task Force ICT Platforms. Any announcements or Enad?
Murag wala na, sir. We will continue the for next week, we'll continue the part 2 of the DepEd LMS. Na in time po no, atong topic kinausod in between kay para ma-continue gihapon nila ni ka Friday. So, actually Monday. In ka Tuesday, Wednesday for next week, we already have rolled out the upcoming. I have prepared already, but I'm gonna post that later kung sa nga mga topics na pod for our part 3 series. And I'm actually posting an invite for those who are interested to join the web development and web hosting training. So, tanaw na namo kung pila ang nangyas dito kay once kita nung daghang interested, we'll go ahead and roll out the registration form and request DO to allow us to conduct training online within the month of August. Alright, for me, thank you so much for kanang participating everyone, and I hope that you learn a lot on this eXeLearning. Again, eXeLearning is for free. You can access them even without internet connection. Ang atong problema ni is on downloading. But other than that, everything should be fine and manageable. Thank you, Sir Henry.
Okay, Sir Enad, thank you again for that very comprehensive and detailed discussion of your topic. And I hope everyone is well guided with the different announcements provided by the SDO Bohol Task Force. And if you have any questions or clarifications with the announcement, you may visit our FB page, and also with the assessment form. Kindly have a screenshot of this as shown in your screen, and you only have until tomorrow 5 p.m. to answer the assessment so that you will have the electronic certificate. Okay, so I hope everyone learned a lot from Sir Enad's discussion this morning, and we hope and pray that everyone is safe and sound despite our situation today. And I hope makalampos gyud ta sa atong kuan mga paningkamot sa atong bag-ong educational challenges because of this pandemic. And everyone, let's have a safe weekend, and uh, have a nice lunch, everyone, and uh, take care, everyone, and keep safe. So this is Sir Henry Narison from the Maribok District, saying God bless and take care, everyone. Thank you, Sir Enad.